Thank you so much for watching. I'm excited for this video. I think you guys will be too. If you recall, we just had Mama in the studio not too long ago. She came to me for her maternity pictures, and we got so much love from the photos that she shared, the photos that I shared. So you guys probably remember Elsy she's a YouTube star mama, and she's gorgeous. She looks like Kim Kardashian, so I'm really excited for her baby girl. She just had her baby about a week ago, so we're going to be photographing baby girl, and I thought that this would be a really good opportunity to share with you guys kind of like what the process is like for me before I start a session, and kind of like what goes on in my head, and how I prep for those sessions when I know I have a baby girl coming into the studio or a little boy. So typically what I do is I will gather Mom's form, and I will go over it and see if there's anything in particular that she wanted to incorporate into her session, whether it's props or a special heirloom or just colors. Usually I have them pick colors that they absolutely love and want to see used in their session, and then I will go to work. I will go to my garage. I have the biggest garage. It's filled to the brim. I'm gonna have to show you guys a video just on my props. It's wild. My husband thinks I'm crazy. I'm a hoarder when it comes to newborn photography props. It's ridiculous. But anyhow, what I do is I will pick out the colors, and then I will put the props together in a set, and I'll lay them all out. And I will usually change them up about 10 times before I finally I'm set like on a particular setup. I'm just crazy like that. For me, it has to be perfect, and it has to look perfect even before I photograph it. So that's kind of what I do, is I will put the headbands together with the props, and everything just kind of coordinates well together to make sure that everything goes really well together nicely, and before I even bring it into the studio. So that's the first step. And obviously for girls, there's so much more. I mean, let's face it, there's 1,000,010 things for a little girl. And for boys, I feel like they're so easy, so chill. I can pose a baby boy in my sleep. I have all their setups in my head. And for little girls, I overthink it. There's so many different things and options and accessories that you can put together that sometimes it's a little overwhelming, but I love it. I mean, and I think that's pretty standard to see for little girls. When we go to the department store, there's like this big section for the girls, and then for the boys, you're looking for it, and then you're like, oh, there it is. Okay, it's in a little corner, tucked away, tiny little corner for your little man. And there isn't very much, so I would say it's pretty much the same thing for newborn photography. There's so much more for girls. But anyway, once I put the setups together, I usually do that 1 to 2 days before their session, so that I know if there's a specific prop that Mom is wanting, that I have it, that I haven't lent it out to another photographer, or just kind of stored away somewhere hidden in my garage. I need to make sure that I have that on hand. So I'd go through and I do that, and then sometimes I will ask for pictures of the babies, or sometimes the parents will just send me pictures of their baby. And what I like to do is I like to see the baby's skin tone, because babies have all sorts of different skin tones, and sometimes even though parents are fully set on what they want in terms of colors for their session, I will sometimes recommend to go in the opposite direction, or maybe choose a different color, because what I have found over the years in photographing hundreds of babies is that some colors just don't go as well with certain baby skin tones, and so either I'll avoid it or recommend a different color altogether, just because at the end of the day, I want to be able to give parents the very best of me, the very best work. And if I know in advance that there's a color that may just clash with the baby skin tone, I'll let them know. I'll take a picture and show them in the back of my camera so that they can get a better understanding, especially when I'm working with babies who either have jaundice or whose skin tone is so fair, where mamas want to use like really pale colors. I will often you know, talk them out of that. Or if I do use them, I use very like little subtle pops of those like pale pastels, but I certainly won't let it take over the entire setup, because, you know, I do love monochromatic setups, but if a baby, you know, say for example is really fair, I will stay away from using like the very pale pinks, just because I see that it tends to wash their beautiful little skin tone, and I don't, you know, I want the babies to look their absolute best. So what I do is I will work with parents to find colors that really complement their baby skin tone, while still giving them, you know, what they want in terms of, you know, overall look and feel of the photo. So that's my job, and sometimes, you know, I'm able to do that before the session, and it gives me a little bit more time to prepare their setups. And then other times I won't be able to do it until I actually see the baby in the studio, and I'll, you know, talk with the parents right before we have the session, and I let them know, you know, kind of what I'm thinking, walk them through what my plan is for their session, and we'll go over setups, and we'll go over the different colors, and we will make final choices at that time. But for the most part, everything goes pretty smoothly. I usually do set these up, like I said, a day or two in advance, and that gives me enough time to be able to put everything together and you know, kind of get to see what I'm working with. And yeah, that's pretty much how I go about doing my work. So for Elsy's little girl, I've already seen pictures of her. She's so cute. She actually looks a lot like her daddy. She's very fair. She's teeny tiny. So that's another whole video that I will talk to you guys about. There's so many different things that we can do when a baby is much smaller as compared to a baby who's much bigger in size and weight. So I will definitely go through and do another video for you guys in the future, so you guys can see. But for Elsy's little girl, she's teeny tiny, so I have picked out props that I feel like she will just look her absolute best in. I have some buckets, I have some bowls, I have some baskets, and then I have some standard stuff that I use on the bean bag. And then I got this brand new backdrop that has these beautiful colors that I think are going to complement her skin tone really well. So we're going to be using some of those as well. And hopefully she does really good for us, and we can get you guys some awesome BTS.
I'm gonna show you guys pictures that we already took of her. Look how cute she looks.